Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Christopher Berlet from Stakeholder Gold. And we have gold, copper, but we also have news in your area of the world. We have the deal with Newmont announcing the sale of the coffee project. Tell us how that impacts you and your shareholders.
Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, I think it's exceptionally good news. For the area, for the White Gold District in particular. So Fuerte Metals, supported by Pierre Lassonde, run by Tim Warman, has announced acquisition of the coffee. And if you read their press release, it extensively involves discussion on First Nations, the building of road, the quality of the coffee gold deposit being one of the largest and best undeveloped heap leach deposits in the world today. Brings a very credible path towards building a new mine in white gold, and a very credible team to the White Gold District. Now, since that announcement, it's only 4 weeks ago, the stocks of all three companies, well, the three companies around us, Fuerte Metals, they added about $250 million, $300 million worth of market cap on that day. White Gold has added $200 million worth of market cap. I think their share price gone up almost fourfold. And Western Copper Gold has added about $300 million plus worth of market cap. Their share price has gone up about threefold. So, there's been several hundred millions of dollars worth of market cap creation for the white gold. There's four companies involved in the white gold, three, and then us being by far the smallest. But we're right in the middle of it with the road going through. So I think, sorry to summarize an answer to your question, Tracy, it's very, very good news that the coffee gold mine is going to be developed by a first-class team, a high pedigree group, and they will bring a lot of attention and credibility to the White Gold District, and a lot of value will start to be created there for shareholders.
And of course, the Fuerte deal was a sizable investment. It was $150 million. Is that correct?
The coffee was originally purchased by Gold Corp for 520. So it was significantly less than that, but the valuation for the shares that Newmont got went up 300% on the day of the announcement. So today the market cap for Fuerte Metals is about $440 million. So quickly getting back towards that valuation that was paid for by Gold Corp for the coffee project.
You pointed out earlier in today's investor talk that you have the road that they need goes through your property. And you also were explaining the competitive advantage Stakeholder has with the number of shares that you have outstanding. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, it's a very tightly held company. And if the road route, that's one of the things in the Fuerte Metals press release that is so satisfying to myself. There had been speculation that Western Copper and Gold might acquire coffee, and then the road to that area come in from the east. But that they're quite clear, Fuerte Metals, and they put it in the press release about the plans for construction of that road. That road, by design, we staked the ground. Partly we had some, and then we had a dual mandate in how we put together the project. One was all the drainage into Ballarat Creek, because it's a prolific placer gold producer, and we were going to find the gold deposit source for that sooner or later if we had the drainage, and we've done that. It's a Sky Gold Zone. The other was, once the road route was kind of defined from 2016 on, and then Newmont began public consultations, and the road route was clearly identified. We also sought to acquire claims around that road route, and then we had a copper discovery on the east side of it, which is just by luck. But today, the way we're positioned, we have 17 kilometers of the road is going to be built directly through the middle of our claims. So we have 18,500 hectares. They're going to build 17 kilometers of this Northern Gateway Road, as it goes north from the Yukon River through stakeholder claims. And as we're positioned today, we are going to have, we believe, a gold discovery of size on the western side of that road, and a copper discovery on the eastern side of that road, with the copper porphyry discovery. And those two deposits are separated by about 8 kilometers.
One of the audience members in today's investor talk asked me if you're getting full value in the market for both classes of assets that you have.
Okay, so we trade at 1/15th the value in market cap. We're at a $16 million valuation. The company to the south of us has 650 million valuation. That's Western Copper and Gold. The company southwest of us, which is Fuerte Metals, 450 million valuation, and White Gold has $240 million valuation. So we're 1/15th of the smallest of those three at $16 million valuation. Our geological potential, we believe, compares favorably with them, i.e., the Sky Gold Zone has size potential, similar to Coffee, similar to Golden Saddle, that's supporting several $100 million worth of valuation. And the Loki Copper has copper similar, more similar perhaps to Minto, but a significant copper endowment potential in the form of a porphyry. And we're due north of Casino on that one, which trades at a $650 million valuation. So of course, there is a lot more information on those deposits there, but also this is the area where deposits of size and scale are discovered. We have, it looks like one for gold and one for copper on either side of this road route. So I would argue that when we can prove this, the potential for revaluation is very meaningful. By which I mean several fold is certainly a realistic prospect if we're able to prove that the deposits that we're talking about on the Ballarat project, on Stakeholder Gold's Ballarat project, the Sky Gold Zone and the Loki Copper Zone have the potential of the other deposits in this area.
The Yukon seems to be heating up right now, and you have two of the hottest commodities out there, gold and copper. Can you tell us how you're dealing with that and what your plans are moving forward? Obviously, increasing your drilling program. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, we have a gold and a copper target. We're located directly in the center of the White Gold District, which it seems on fire in the last 3-4 weeks. With Fuerte Metals, backed by Pierre Lassonde, having purchased the coffee project, we couldn't be asking for a better neighbor. It's going to bring attention to this area, and we're directly in the center of it. So our objective now, because we have years worth of data accumulated, the copper was lucky, the gold was more systematic and planned, but we have a substantial gold target in the Sky Gold Zone and a substantial copper target on the Loki Copper Zone. And we have a lot of data on both of them. We put drill holes in as early as possible from this point forward, and we're looking at the potential for two new discoveries, either side of the road route that's going to be built. The Northern Gateway Road comes 17 kilometers, comes through the center of our claims. So these discovery prospects are about a kilometer either side of that road, separated by 8 kilometers. That's going to provide fantastic logistical advantages. It is, ground zero for having a great new discoveries in the center of the White Gold District.
And of course, Stakeholder is an unusual company in that you actually have revenue coming in as well through your quartzite project in Brazil. How are your sales going?
Good. They off for a little bit. They've come back very strongly. We've started a new white quarry. So profitability for that is great. In the Yukon, you can really only drill in the summertime. So you need to come up with a plan for what you're going to do during the winter months. And you need to find a way to mitigate dilution issues because it's expensive stuff to do up there. So that business is serving us very well in that regard. It's expanding. It's a cash business. There's no, there's not many public companies involved in it. We have now 3 operating quarries. It's allowed us to keep a very tight capital structure for the company. So it's a good cash flow business in Brazil, expanding robustly now. Slowed down a bit in 23, and we've started a new white quarry, which is got some very compelling characteristics. We've sent a container to London, England, and we've sent 3 to Toronto, and we're doing more than just selling blocks at our quarry. We're selling cut and polished stones, and there's a lot more margin on that. So it's a good business, serving its purpose within the company and expanding nicely.
Well, I'm certain that your shareholders are thrilled with how this company is evolving. What should they be looking forward to in this upcoming quarter?
There'll be news about expansion and cash revenue growth in very high operating margins in Brazil. So the business expanding, doing very well there. The exports that we're making and successfully selling, and the added margin that we're making from all of that. That's the focus. But for 2026, the key focus will be new discoveries in the white gold area. And we'll be drilling that as soon as possible. We'll be announcing permits on that, new qualified person geologists involved in that, having secured our claims till 2033. so far, and then adding 4 years per year as we proceed. So the news that can really drive value for stakeholder in 2026 will be the geological work we're doing in the heart of the White Gold District of the Yukon.
For those of you interested in finding out more about Christopher Berlet and Stakeholder Gold, please go to the following website. Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Appreciate your time. Bye.